Hello, welcome to the briefing for the Bournemouth International Triathlon. Hopefully you would have read the event guide. If you're like me and you're not too keen on reading, I've done this little presentation, so stick your headphones in and listen away, and hopefully there'll be information to answer every question that you have about Bournemouth. So let's have a little look at where to find the information. So if you head to the Bournemouth International Triathlon website, you click news and you can click on the athlete guide there. So it should download. So we will go through the athlete guide together. Any questions that you've got, the email address is contact@bournemouth.internationaltri.co.uk or contact@challenging.events. So we're too close now for deferrals, refunds, or anything like that. So hopefully you're fit and well and ready to go. So let's have a little look on the programme. So registration is highly recommended that you come on Saturday. It says registration opens next to transition, but hopefully you would have read all of your emails by now and looked at the map to know that the registration on Saturday is going to be at the Durley Dean Hotel. So registration on Saturday from 3 till 5 at the Durley Dean. We really recommend that you come on Saturday because there's going to be big queues. There's over 400 of you guys racing, so come along and pick up your race pack. And also we've got a bike mechanic there on Saturday afternoon. So if you're going to come down on your bike and you want a quick little MOT, make sure your bike's in good working order, bring your bike on Saturday to registration. So on the day programme, so 5:30 in the morning, those that haven't registered on Saturday can come to registration next to transition, pick up your packs. Transition then opens at 5:30 for those that have already registered, and registration closes at 7:30. Those that are doing the long swim, we'll talk about that in a minute, but your registration will not close at 7:30. Your registration will close at 8:30. Transition will close at 7:30. So this is really important. It's when you need to be on the start line, and we'll talk about how to get to the start line in a minute, but you need to be on the start line 15 minutes before your start time, and that's because we count you in. Okay, so sprint guys, please get there at 6:45 on the start line because you start at 7. And then standard guys, please get to the start line for 7:15, and then we will start you in 2 waves from 7:30. So you're going to be split. So the men under 49s will go in the first wave. And then the men 50 and over, aquabike and ladies will go in the second wave. And you'll know which wave you are because your hats will be 2 different colours. But we want to brief you all together. So that's why you have to be on the start line at 7:15. And I will brief you on the start line, and then you will start. We will hold back that second wave, and then we will let that wave go. Don't worry about your start times. If you're in that second wave, your start time goes when we say go. So aquathlon, so the aquathletes, you need to be on the beach, ready to be counted at 10 to 8, and we will start you at 8 o'clock. Long swim, you need to be on the beach in the starting pen. Look for the sign that says start on the beach at 10 to 9, and we start you at 9 o'clock. So let's talk through registration. There are 2 options to register for those that are doing any of the events on Sunday. We highly recommend option 1, which is this Saturday, 3 till 5 at the Durley Dean Hotel. And don't forget, we've got the bike mechanic there as well. So should you wish to bring your bike mechanic will have a little look over your bike for you. Or second option is Sunday, the 8th of September at 5:30 in the morning. But allow plenty of time, please, to register and rack. So the process to go through registration is that you need to know your race number, and you can find that out by going to my.challenging.events, and on your account it will pop up what your race number is. We will also publish a start list online on Saturday, and we will have start lists printed out. But speed up the process, know your own start number. When you get to registration, the first desk will be competitor responsibility statements. So grab one of those forms, read it, sign it, put your start number on, and then move to the next desk. The next desk you will need to show your ID. So if you bought the £5 day license when you entered, we need some type of ID, driving license, passport, something like that, to make sure we are giving the race pack to the right person. If you said that you're a BTF member when you entered, you need your British Triathlon membership card, must be in date. So you can have that as the physical card, or you can have a photograph of it on your phone, but that must be shown. If you can't find it, it's lost or out of date, you will need £5 cash for your day license, so be prepared. So once you get given your race pack, on there it will show again your start time and what's inside your race pack. But it will also say on the front whether you get your finisher's t-shirt at registration or whether you wait to the end. So if you entered more than 3 weeks ago, we will invite you to the next table along to pick up your finisher's t-shirt. And when you pick up your finisher's t-shirt, the volunteer will tick your bib, the big race number, to say you've had your t-shirt. If you entered recently, your t-shirt will be available at the end, but there's no guarantee of your t-shirt size. So in your pack, double check everything before you leave. You should have your bib number, so that's the big number to be worn on your back for the ride and on your front for the run. Your transition security wristband that's numbered, you must wear that on your wrist. You'll be given bike and helmet stickers should you be doing an event with a bike, and your timing chip. So you'll need to thread your chip onto the ankle strap, and that is to be worn on your left ankle. Little tip about the timing strap, really good Velcro, but also put a safety pin on it, and then there's no chance of losing that timing chip, because unfortunately if you lose the chip, it's £50 to replace. So let's say we've gone through all of that. If you're getting somebody else to register for you, you'll need to send us an email, and then we will give you the blank competitive responsibility statement. They can collect your pack for you, and then you could just hand in your competitive responsibility statement when you go through transition. So let's talk about transition. That opens from 5:30 on Westcliff Gardens for those that have already registered. So we can try and speed up transition by making sure all of your bike stickers and helmet stickers are on, and put your helmet on and done up, and then queue to get in. The marshal will check that your helmet is safe, the straps tight enough, and they also check that you've got your wristband on and that you've got bar ends, the plugs that go into the bar ends of your bike. If you don't have bar ends, we can give you some tape to tape them up. But also our bike mechanic will be there from 5:15 in the morning. So should you arrive and for some reason your gears aren't quite happy, or you need to pump up the tyre, our bike mechanic is there. So you'll go through transition, you will rack in whatever distance that you're racking in. So all the sprint guys are together, all the quathletes together, all the aqua bikes are together, and the standard distances are together to just be guided by the marshal. A couple of rules: no marking your area. So last weekend we had a big talcum powdered arrow, none of that. And you can take big bags and boxes into transition, but we will ask that your bags are moved to the edge when the event starts. The long swim guys, you can put your bags to the edge inside transition as well. So just come to the entrance and exit gate, hand your bag to a volunteer, and they will put your bags in transition for you. Make sure you know the BTF rules. You can easily find them online. Familiarise yourself with those rules, please. So chip timing, left ankle, fasten it with a safety pin just to make sure it's super safe. And that must be returned at the end. So like we said, your responsibility for your own bike safety, be prepared. So if you're doing the standard, make sure you've got some spare tube, should you have a puncture. But we've got our bike mechanic there who can assist you up until the race starts. But once the race has started, the bike mechanic can no longer assist you. So with your large bib number, that needs to be on your back for the ride and on your front for the run. We recommend race belts, but we will have some race belts on a site to sell if you forget yours or you need to buy one. Please become prepared, because unfortunately I'm not allowed to have any portable toilets at all in Bournemouth, just because that's the rules from the council. We have asked the public toilets to be opened early. The earliest I could push them to is 8 o'clock, but I'm still trying to push the public toilets forward again. So come prepared, please. No water stations on the bike, so make sure you carry enough liquid to get you around your event, but there will be a water station located at the sprint and the aquathlon turn point. There will also be some gels on the course as well. So parking, Bath Road is the other side of the pier, but that is a public car park there, or you have Durley Chime car park, which is a paid car park, or you can park at Westover Cliff Drive. That's got free parking along the top. So the swim, let's go to a different screen to look at the swim. So this map is available for you to have a look. So if we just show you, this is where the Durley Dean Hotel is here. That's for registration on Saturday. And this is your transition area. So you can easily get down by all of the footpaths here and footpath here. This is the main town this way, and then you can get to the footpaths here. So when you arrive, registration is more than likely going to be around here. It all depends on when we go and what size that we have. And then the entrance to transition will be up this end. So what we ideally would like you to do is to follow the signs, and you will walk along here to registration and into transition this way. And then to get to the start line, we would ask you to leave transition this way, and you walk along this footpath here and down the zigzags to the start line. So you get down to the bottom, and then you will walk this way along, and the start line will be on this beach. So the swim will look roughly like this. These lines don't quite match up, but it's basically like this. We start here for the 750. This is the only buoy that will be on your right, and then all of the other buoys will be on your left. You will overshoot where you come in, and then you will exit here and go up the zigzags. The standard triathletes will go a little bit further and rounding out. The long swim, it's likely to be laps due to the weather conditions and the number of you entered. So your long swim will probably look very, very similar to this, to the standard, although we will bring your boys in closer. So it will be 2 laps for the 2.5K and 4 laps for the 5K. So let's go back to our briefing document. So if you just bear with me, we have spoken about the swim. We have showed you where transition is, and then let's go naturally on to talk about transition. So you will exit the water here, and you will run up the zigzags here. There's no need to wear shoes. It's quite a soft tarmac up to the zigzags where you enter here. And you will follow the signs and the chute that will take you in, and you will pop out at the top of transition, where you will do what you need to do and go out onto your next discipline of whatever you're racing. A couple of rules for transition, please, is to always look where you're going, because it's quite busy. And also, you must put your helmet on and have it done up before you touch your bike. So if you're heading out on the bike course, you will head out this way. And the mount and dismount line will be at the bottom of West Hill Road. Do not get on your bike until you've passed that dismount. So let's talk about the bike route while we're here. So the bike route will take you up West Hill Road, and then you will take a left. So the left will take you around this roundabout, and then you will go over the next roundabout, taking the right, and you will follow the route all the way out of Bournemouth, along the dual carriageway. If you're doing the sprint, you will turn at the Blackwater Junction. If you're doing the standard, you just keep going where you will turn where the marshals tell you to turn. There are some traffic lights at this junction where we have marshals watching, and should you get stuck at those traffic lights for a long period of time, we will take that time off of your finish time. So when we talk about the bike route, it's the highway code, please, at all times. You are responsible for your own safety, so you must follow that highway code, please. Your family do love you and want you back in one piece, so do not take any unnecessary risks at all. It's fully signed, so look out for the signs, and it's also fully marshalled. The dual carriageway can be a busy road, so if you're going to make a manoeuvre, just check over your shoulder that it's safe to make that manoeuvre. No drafting at all, please. That means you've got to have 10 metres between you and the bike in front. It's basically 2 minis in between you and that bike in front. So if you're going to overtake, get round in a good 20 seconds. On the return into town, this is what you need to look for. So you've come out here, but on the way back, you will go past there. So do not turn right. You go past the road into transition, and you go round this roundabout, up to the Bath Hotel roundabout, all the way round, and then you will come back and turn left. So it is a left turn at the start and a left turn at the end. There will be a marshal here who will make sure that you don't cut the corner and come in right. So there we go. That is the bike route. Like we say, please, please, please be super safe at all times. So those are the few things that you need to look out for. When you head back into transition, you will pop in through the gates and you will go up the chute at this side. So you see the orange line comes up the chute, and then you'll pop into transition at the top. So all transitions in are at the top of transition, and all transitions out are at the bottom of transition. So you must take your helmet off last, rack your bike first, and then undo your helmet. And then you head out onto the run, and the run is this way. So first of all, you're at the top of the cliff. It's all downhill, which is quite nice. You'll go past the BIC, this is the BIC, and then you'll go past Hot Rocks and round in front of the aquarium. This area will be quite busy with public and you know, tourists and holiday makers and all sorts. So just go careful around here. And then you will head west and you will keep going west. You'll pass the finish line. I'm sure you'll get a great big cheer from everybody there. And then you just keep going until, if you're doing the sprint, this is your drink station. You get turned around here, just outside the Bracklesham Beach Cafe there. And they will turn you, and then you head straight back to the finish line. If you're doing the standard, you go almost into Sandbanks, and then you turn around and just trace your footsteps. So on the run, if you can try and keep right, that will certainly help avoiding collisions, and especially at the finish line. So let's zoom back into the finish line. So the finish line will be here. We will drop you down onto the sand for this very short distance, and you will come through to the finish. On the run course, watch out with other people, dog walkers, children. There might be a few bikes going up and down the prom, so just keep your wits about you. We have some marshals out on the run course, a couple of marshals on bikes to make sure that you're all okay. Any time you feel unwell, we have medics at the finish line and transition. Just let a marshal know and we will come and help. If you were to retire from the race at any point, you must come back to the finish line and let us know that you are no longer continuing. And we will ensure that we stop your time and that you are accounted for. So let's take a little bit of more look at the start area. So this is this beach here. Okay. So this is the zigzags. So this is how you get to the start. So you come down the zigzags and you go along the prom, and you'll actually start to queue through the finish funnel. So there'll be a sign that says to the start, and we will take you through the finish funnel, and there will be 2 marshals at the finish line who will actually have a notepad and they will write down your number. So do not enter the holding pen until the marshal has taken your number. So once they've written your number down, you will then be invited to the holding pen. In the holding pen, I will do your race briefing, which will pretty much be what we've spoken about today. Maybe a few extra things once we go out and do the dynamic risk assessment that might pop up. but you have to be in that holding pen. You know, you need to be queuing to the start 15 minutes before. So we will hold you in that pen, and then we'll hold you in the right colour. Then this fence here will be opened up to create the funnel to the start. So once I've briefed you and I've definitely got the marshals with your number written down, we will then invite you to the start line. There's no need to panic that you're not at the front whilst I am briefing you. After the briefing, I will ask you to seed yourself. So if you're a confident swimmer, please come to the front. If you want to get the value for your money for the swim, then just hang at the sides and the back. So then I will invite you to line up at the start line. I will shout on your marks, the hooter will go, and then you will start the swim. You'll head to that first buoy. So in the swim, we've got lots of kayakers out there watching you with our safety boats. As usual, try not to go too mad to that first buoy. It's a long race, so you don't want to use up all your energy at the start. But should you get into any difficulty at all, lay on your back, put your hands up, keep calm, and we will come over and talk to you. If for some reason you get out of the sea down shore, which we really recommend that you don't, you must walk back to the start and let us know. We will have spotters out looking, but please try not to get out of the sea. We will take you out. We will come and rescue you. Just keep calm, and we will certainly come and get you. So once you've done your swim, here's the swim exit, and then you go up here to transition. For the long swim, same procedure, although your starting pen will just be this area here. You won't be going through the finish line at all for the long swim, because we will have triathletes finishing when we start you. But we'll just be in this holding pen, and then we will then have the exit for you here, and we would have created a bit of a funnel for you guys to come out of the water, do your Aussie exit, and then go back in. So it will all be clear with the fencing. So you'll be getting out here, having a drink, and going back in and to do your laps. Okay, this would all be removed because your exit is actually the finish line here. This will then say finish. So hopefully that is everything that you need to know. We are going live on Facebook at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. If you want to join us, ask us any questions, and it will be great to see you on race day morning.